Alright, you are welcome back to Morphometrics analysis. We want to continue from where we stopped. Today, we want to look at semi-landmarks and template in Morphometrics. Basically, in two-dimensional. Semi-landmarks could be divided into into two rather. We have mathematical landmarks, otherwise called geometrical landmarks, and we also have what they call pseudo landmarks. And these semi-landmarks are used when you have when you want to include many landmarks in your specimen, and you want to arrange them in different order, but you don't want to pinpoint them manually. So that is when the semi-landmark is very useful. And in this, there are two ways to achieve this. Actually, you can first pinpoint an anatomical landmark first, then after that you can now add semi-landmarks. But to make the work easier, because they are all landmarks actually, you can just acquire a semi-landmark straight and make them your landmarks. So we are going to acquire the semi-landmarks today, and also include a template method to it, because template will allow you to repeat the same step automatically without pinpointing them manually. So we are going to see how to handle the template together with semi-landmarks in this section. What I'm going to do is that I want to use only 4 specimens, only 4 objects here. I want to use look at the heights. We can make it very simple to see how it works. In the next section, we can use something else. So first and foremost, we want to, as usual, we want to create our TPS file. So we want to build our TPS file from images. So we open this this folder, this file, then we select here build TPS from file. So this is our first step as usual. So in case you have a multiple file you want to build, so it will be very easy to do this. So we just select the first one, you click on open. So the folder will come automatically. We need the folder actually, not the file. So, but by picking the first file, the folder will come. So now we can call it ice. Let's call it ice. So we click on save. Click on setup. So we have them here. You can see we have female, male. So we have, if you have 100, you have all of them here together. So let us create first. So now we have created, you can see the file, you can open it here and see here, this is the height. If you open it, right click on it to open it and see what we have done. You see that it's the same thing we have been doing before, if you remember from the first step. So you can see all this file. This will help us to, we have done this manually as you know, but we don't want to do that manually. We can, in case we have many specimens, so we have maybe 1,000 specimens, it will not be a good idea to do them manually. Therefore, let's bring them in now to our tpsDig. So let's just minimize this. So the first thing to bring them in here, so let us open our tpsDig as usual. If you are watching this for the first time, you can first go to the first step and read the past tutorial that has been posted on this channel. Alright, so we want to bring in this. Okay, so you can see this is it now. So you want to, let's assume that we just want only few landmarks for now. Few landmarks. You don't want many landmarks for now, only just few ones, just to test or to see how it works. So we click on this first. But because we need semi-landmarks, I don't want to waste our time. So we just go to draw. Sorry, yeah, this one. draw background curve. So we click here on this guy. So what we do is that I think we wanted to use what we called anatomical landmark first, or biological landmarks. We can just use this guy first to pick our anatomical landmarks. Then we can now, maybe we pick here, we pick here, we pick here, we pick here. We now find semi landmark between here and here. Maybe we want to have 10 here, want to have 10 from here to here, 10 from here to here, 10 from here. So in between those but now we just want to make it once instead of repeating them once one after the other. So we click here first. We want to start from here. So we just do it straightforward. We click here and we move also, we click here. Okay, we move here, we click here. So this is the fastest steps actually, so that we will not waste too much time. Click here. So you come back and click again. Now we have done this. So what you need to do next is just right click on this guy. Just touch as it is, right click. You can see the arrow. See the arrow has changed. So you can right click now. So it has become more bold. You can see it's bolder than the former. So now, because you can now right click again, second time, and I click on resample curves. So now we want how many do you want? Now you want to know how many points you want, because maybe I want maybe 10 points here, 10 points here, 10 here, 10 here. But altogether, how many points do you want? So I want, let's say we just want only 12 points. Just to for example, you can have 100 points around here. Okay, you may want to do this for entire human face, but you have to do segment by segment. For example, maybe you do eyes first, then the nose section, the nose segment first, second, the mouth region first, second, third, then the cheek, and like that. You do it region by region. Don't just do everything together. If you apply to the human face, then for other subjects, depend on the kind of specimen you are using. So now you want to do it by length. You may do it by steps, but by length is better. It will give you some spaces in between them that you can now adjust later. So we want 12. Let's just put just 12 for now. So we click on OK here. So they are here. You can see the points showing here. They are all 12 now. You can see them. So this is the first step to do. So now we are just to adjust them. Look at where I'm pointing. Don't click on this. If you click on this, it will add another point automatically. If I click here now, for example, now you can see the arrow. Another point will be added automatically, which make it 13. If anywhere you want to add that point, click here and add a point. You can see to add a point. If I click it to add points automatically, I don't want to add point now. So I just want to maintain the 12 points I already have now, and maybe properly rearrange them. So if you have 100 points to adjust like that, it will just come like this instead of picking them one by one. So what you need to do is that you don't just touch like this. You can see the arrow has changed. You must maintain this arrow signal, arrow symbol. So just look at it now. I'm trying to adjust it properly. You can see I'm adjusting properly so that you can can do this for other specimen better. So it's just a sample. So we don't need to close them for now. Okay. We may leave it on close for now. Don't worry, we close that later. But just look at it now. This is just a sample of what we have digitized. So we are going to save this now. We save this first. We save. Don't need to go to the rest. Normally, supposed to click on next to move to the next one. But now we are not doing that for now. We want to save this first. We want to do it step by step. So we click on save data. Let's call it eyes temp. Let's call this eye template. So now we open it. This is eye temp now. We right click on it and open it. You see the difference now. So it's showing curve 1. We have only one curve and 12 points. Okay, the total landmark is 0 for now. only because we are maintaining curve for now, so we are not having landmarks. Don't forget these landmarks, these curves we are seeing that is one here with 12 points. They are all landmarks as well, so don't forget that. But what we want to do is I want to collapse all this one to make it a landmark now. That's our next step. We want to collapse all these points and make it, instead of a curve, we want to make it landmarks. So now we can now do that now. So we can close this. So we come here. We first remove. Okay, we have to first remove all this one. We first remove all this. Remove this first. From here, we remove now. Okay, so we leave the rest so that we not have some errors. So we click here, save, can minimize. Now we can come back here again and click and select here. So follow this step critically, because you may make a mistake if you don't follow it accordingly. Now what you want to do that you want to append curve to landmarks. This one's append TPS curve to landmarks. So we click on this guy. So we click on input. Our input is a item. This one just a change. We open here. So we output. So we save it. Say -1. All right. Great. So it's created now. You can minimize this. So if I click on this now, you discover that this has changed to landmarks now. It's now landmarks. Landmark is 12. You can see image ID. So now this is a template for us automatically. A template. So this template will be used for all the others, all the rest of the specimen. So now what we do now, we just open this template now and use it. But before we do that, we copy this. We need all this. We don't need the first one anymore. We don't need the first one. We don't need that's already there as a template, so we can still repeat it. But we need from here. We need from landmark 2. Okay, we need from here down. Copy this and put in the template so that you can follow it accordingly. Sorry. All right, so we put it here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we have 3, 4 now. So this already become a template for us, and this rest will follow automatically. So now that's what we want to do now. So we save this. You can put ID 0, ID 1, ID 2. So if you like. So I've not added an ID for now for the rest. So ID will be added by itself automatically later. So let's save this. Then let's close this. So I'm going to browse this now. So let's close this one now. We have to close this now. We close this. Yes. So we didn't save that. We only saved this one. Okay. So now I'm going to go back now and open. We open our tpsDig now. Our tpsDig. We open it and browse the one we save as template. So we come here now. We browse it. So this is our TPS one that we finally did. So we open it now. You can see it's different from the former one we did. You can see that this is showing the numbers. And don't forget, I've told us before in the previous steps how to change the number under settings, under image setting. You can see where I clicked here, image editing tool. So we can change the setting here, color, size. I want it to be, this color is blue. You can see the lemon color is blue. And this size now, I can increase the size of this one, labeled color, maybe 4, be more bigger. I think it's okay like this for me. I don't know if you want to increase this for yours. It's okay for me. 14. All right. So can close. Now this you can see here. So this is how we have it now. So in this case now we have one round like this to 12. You can see from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can see the number in a proper order. So you can readjust these ones if you don't want it to the way it is now. You can readjust. You can move them around, but don't forget when you move them, the number will not move together. The number we have to move differently. So now we can move this guy here. So the number will not move to them. So we have to move the numbers. So that is the challenge with a tpsDig. So we move this guy here. So now we are trying to do some adjustments to it before we save. So now we have, let's assume this is our template. Now we want to apply this to all the rest of the eyes. Okay, the eyes want to apply the rest of the eyes. So what we do now is that we want to make this a template for the rest. So what we do, just click on options, template mode. All right, so I click on template mode now because I want to, you can see this red button is showing here, showing that we have some other images ahead of us. So just click on next. So when we click on next, this particular will be added, will be transferred to the next image. So just click on next now, as we have so just click on next. You can save first, so you can save, but before you save, let us just click on next. You can see it's added to the next image now. So this is a template now we have done. So for the first time when you click and drag, it will drag everything together. That's the first time. The second time it will drag, it will pick one by one. So let's click now and drag and adjust now. You want to adjust, you can see it's moving together, everything is moving together. You can see it's moved together because you want to adjust them properly, because sometimes most of the challenge is that it will not be on the same place from the previous specimen. So you may need to adjust. So now second time now I'm adjusting now. Okay, so you can see. So that is a challenge you can face in tpsDig, and you can do this yourself manually. So not for all, maybe just a sample. So you click on next again. Don't forget this one is still under template. Don't forget. So just click on next. It's transfer. You can see how it look like here, but you have to drag now. You can see it's moving together. Okay, it's dragged, so you can adjust if you like, and adjust a little bit. So only the first drag that we move everything together, the first drag, and rescale it automatically. So as it's moving it, it's rescaling. So we can now adjust with our hand. So we move to the next specimen. You can see the next specimen. Okay, you can see the way I drag just gently. All right, so I can adjust as well. Adjust. So you do that for the rest of the specimen, one after the other. So you can have your data collected. So if I save now, save data, just I still save the same name. I click save, append, just overwrite straight, overwrite. Don't need to append, just overwrite. So when you go back now to open the data, let's open the data again and see what we have there. This is the data. You can open it and see what we have. You can see now we have landmark 12. You can see for the first one, landmark 12 also. So you can see them, they are different. They're not the same. See that they are different. The first one is our template. Okay, the second one here. Okay, the third one, the fourth one. So we have in this now. Okay, you can see. But if you want to do it, you can save the first template, the first image as a temp. The first image as temp. Now temp instead of FO1, make it temp 0 temp JPG. Okay, so that you can have that as a template image. See the same image as a temp. Okay, you still have, then you now have another image called FO1. But we just, this is an example now. It's not at least you can follow this step. Making this one, I can copy this now and call it and save it as a, and just call it, maybe right click and copy and paste. It's a copy, then paste here. I can call it, we can call this one now maybe temp. So this will become a template. So we could have used this one instead of using the first one. That would have been better. So in case of you want to do your own, just first save one of the first image you want to start with, and save it as temp. Still keep the rest like that. So that becomes your template. So when you now finish, you can now remove this first one if you like. For example, now if you come here now, see that the first one here is the first F1. This will have been temp now. So because the temp will have the same, automatically have the same with the second one. So you can see that they have almost the same thing. Okay, 241, 185, just a little bit different. Just a little bit different, but it's still okay. For you not to be confused, you can save your first copy as a temp, then it will be easier for you to follow. though they are not exactly the same. They're not the same as exactly. You can see that there are some differences, but it will be very easy for you to save the first one as a temp. So, and that is that for template and semi-landmarks. So in the next video we'll do something less better, but this is just a sample for you to see. You can edit all this. You can right click and edit. Okay, you want to edit, okay, you can move them around. From a previous video you can see how that is done, so that is not a problem for you. If you want to change the color of this, you can change the color as I showed you just now. So I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much.